Hey guys, it's Gunther here from Outdoorphoto. Thank you very much for joining us for another podcast. In studio with me, I have Yuranium. Yuranium, please tell us a little bit more about yourself. Where you from, what you're up to, what you're looking forward to.
Oh, cool, man. Thanks for having me. Uranium, so radioactive. Starting a podcast called the Chill Pill Podcast, talking all things health and, yeah, in a zesty, vibey type situation. So that's literally what I'm doing. I'm a clinician by profession, right? I'm in the healthcare fraternity. I know a little thing about medicine and that sort of thing. I'm trying to render or proffer health care but in a fun, zesty way, man. Very chilled, very, very mellow. People get to learn and also have fun and entertain and just find out what's happening out there type vibe, yeah.
Yeah, just sharing some news and information out there.
Yeah.
Now the podcast that you're putting together, what channels, where can people find you? Where can we, this hasn't started yet, or have you officially launched yet?
I've officially launched on several platforms. Content is what's missing.
The content's always a tricky one.
Always a tricky one. However, I've got content on. So what I've been doing, actually, let me put it this way. Because I've been trying and I've been setting up, and I'm sure we'll talk about how we met and that sort of thing. But I've been trying to set up something that I could use that's going to be very viable, right? And but in the interim, what I was doing, I got onto all the social network platforms, basically your Twitter, your Insta, your Facebook, LinkedIn, do the whole shenanigan. I'm there, right? You should type in the Chill Pill Podcast, right? It's the one with 400 something subscribers on YouTube, without content, by the way.
We'll fix that.
We'll fix that. Yeah, we need to fix that. Yeah, today.
We'll
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, but I started putting content there. Right, it's just been literally healthcare info what's happening and that sort of thing. I've been creating small little videos, learning how the whole graphics thing works, and dude, it's been work.
It's a learning curve.
Yeah, it is totally.
In the beginning, you're like, "Hey, man, it's a podcast. It's easy. I'm just gonna say a couple of things, and it's gonna be out there." And then you start filling in the gaps to get to that destination.
Yeah.
So that's how you also kind of ended up here at Outdoorphoto. You were down here in the shop looking for information on podcasts, on the gear and everything else. And we came up into the studio and you and I had this discussion, and I just felt like this is a great opportunity to actually have a podcast like this, and discuss everything that we've put together here and how it works and how it will work for you at home or wherever you're going to set up. So what was your vision in terms of a final product?
Wow, my vision was this. You guys have got a pretty sick studio here. I totally respect what you guys have going on. I really love it. I love the game.
We're not paying them to say this.
Yeah, no, they're not paying me. They're not paying me. Right. But like I think the end goal. Let me tell you. Initially, the end goal was, dude, record, talk about what you want to talk about, be fun, be zesty, start a podcast. Right.
Yeah.
Cool. I was trying to leverage the fact that people tell me I got a beautiful voice. Wow, lies, right? But
you do have a beautiful voice. It's questionable taste in rugby, but we'll get to that in a second.
Should I at least know? We'll talk about that later. Right. He spoiled the surprise, man. I really wanted to surprise you. We'll see. So it was one of those, but I think there's a bigger plan I'm working on, right? And I think I've always tried to. I'm trying to market the bigger brand of what I'm trying to do on the business aspect of my life, or my profession rather, right? So on the basis of that, I'm trying to market that, and I figured the best way to do it is just to talk about the things I know, the things I relate to, things I understand, right? Things I'm trained to do.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the knowledge, and you want to market it and share it.
Yeah, that's it, definitely.
And one of the quickest platforms to do it these days is via podcast.
True.
So obviously, looking at all the different things.
Yeah.
Where did you start? What have you got? What are you looking for? What have you got questions about?
Okay, cool.
Because that's why I'm here.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And appreciate you, by the way. Thanks for returning my emails. I'm joking. But you do return my emails, so thank you for that. Where did I start? Man, it started off with what you call that thing? A lapel mic.
Yes.
Horrible.
So that's a little doohickey that goes on the collar, and you never know what to do with the cable.
You know? But I didn't get that one, right? So you know what? Watched a few YouTube videos. They tell me, start a podcast today. Why not? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, cool. I can do this. If he's doing it, I can do it, right? Why not? So what do? I go on Take a lot. They're not paying me for this as well, right? I go and take a lot, right? And I look at this lapel mic, right? I'm looking at the prices and that's it. I'm like, dude, the YouTube videos I'm watching, they say, nah, you don't have to start off big, right? Something cost effective and that sort of thing. So I start off like that. I look for it, and I got the lapel mic. Then I also got the DJMe Osmo 6. Those guys, that's a sick device, by the way. I don't know if you've played with it.
They are pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. They're not paying me for this as well. You need to pay me for that, right? But so I started off with that, and then I recorded. So here I am trying to multitask between GarageBand, because I'm watching YouTube videos, GarageBand, the lapel mic, and I'm using my phone, right? Pretty solid phone. So I'm told, like, that's all you need, literally. I start there. Dude, the audio that came out of there was horrible. Horrible, I tell you. And I don't wanna do injustice to the brand, that particular brand.
Yeah, look, I think we can commonly agree on that. We're not here to bash anything.
Yeah, no, we're not bashing.
We're definitely gonna discuss how you get into these things and how you realize where, depending on what level of quality product you want to deliver, you'll need specific items.
Definitely.
And that's kind of the difference. I'm not bashing Takealot whatsoever. They're a great platform. But there's a difference between watching a YouTube video and
doing it,
shopping online and coming into the shop and experiencing it, getting into touch with one of the go-to guys down on the floor.
So the lapel mic, horrible choice. Well, I think it was that particular brand. I don't know what it was, right? I still got it, right? I just think I lost 1,000 rands in it.
Is it one of those doohickeys that plugs like straight into your phone?
That's the one.
Straight up.
Yep,
okay.
That's the one. And I was like, nah, dude, nah. So at that point, that was like, and mind you, at this point in time, here I am marketing myself, telling everybody, now I'm starting a podcast, guys, subscribe. And by the way,
400 subscribers.
Yeah, I'm sitting on 400 subscribers on YouTube, eh? And guys, please subscribe, eh? Please subscribe. The Chill Pool podcast is coming to you very soon, right? So I play with that. That thing comes out horrible. The audio was like horrible. So now here's the thing. I think I got a beautiful voice. Well, I don't think, but like,
you do have a beautiful voice.
Well, people say I got a beautiful voice. I don't understand what people hear, but I'm just like, yo, whatever. I don't have the face for TV. I think you might disagree, but I don't have the face for TV. So now I'm like, dude, my voice can be horrible. The face is horrible. And now all of a sudden we got a situation. How am I gonna sell this thing, right? So I was like, no, you know what? Let me look for quality. So I'd been introduced to a few products, right? And I've been told, so I got a buddy of mine, he used to have a studio and he used to do this thing. So he told me what camera to get, introduced me to a few people, and he told me what places to go to, right? He tells me, go to, what he says is look for the Sony ZV-E10, right, camera. Okay. And initially he tells me that. I'm like, okay, cool. So I take everything with the picture sold, right? So I look at the price, I'm like, okay. It's a little above my budget, but he's top guy. Vitamin Q, that's his studio. He's a pretty sick guy. Now I'm promoting him. He needs to pay me for this, right? Vitamin Q Studios. But anyway, Vitamin Q then tells me, okay, no, start off with that. And I'm like, okay, cool. I reach out to another friend of mine. He's actually a film producer. He says, go get the Rode. I can never say this. It's actually a tongue twister. The Rodecaster Pro 2. This guy's really need to change the name, man. Maybe shorten the name, right? But the Rodecaster Pro 2. He says, get the Rodecaster Pro 2 and Rodecaster mic and whatever. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. How much would that be? Dude, I go and take a lot. I go on Google. I was like, what? Look at the price on that. I was like, snap. Right? So I start looking, right? I'm like, But this is after I've messed up the whole situation, the first situation. I was like, nah, dude. Okay, cool. Then I think there was a special online, right? And I got the Rodecaster Pro 2, right? And I was like, okay. Then I started looking at the reviews. I was like, okay, cool. This is how it works. So this is what I need to get. Now, when you start, it's sort of addictive, eh? Because it's actually a pretty sick machine. That machine. I need a shout out to Rode. And I didn't know much about it. I'm a novice at this, by the way. So by the way, I ramble, so you can cut me anytime. You jump in with any question. Just
you hit it on the spot. I mean, we make use of their products. We market and sell their products. There's a stack of different options available out in the market. We've got a couple of different options, but the Rodecasters work phenomenally. And I always tell people when we bring them into the studio to come and show them what the setup is here, that everything that this thing is for audio, the Atom Mini is for video. But we'll get to the Atom Mini in a second. But I mean, we can put in jingles on here.
Quick,
we can kind of have our bloopers or have a good laugh at it or whatever, you know. And all of these things are customizable. This is the Rodecaster 1. Now the Pro 2 has taken it even up to another level. I mean, I've got control over everything. I can switch off mics here. I can literally control everything. If you're looking for just audio, you can run the Rodecaster Pro 2 off of a USB power bank. A power delivery power bank. You know, so all of a sudden the desk is also a little bit more compact than what this first version is. I'm looking forward to the 2. But I mean, we've even got the Rodecaster Duo if you're only looking for something that's got 2 channels. And I'm going to do a review on it shortly versus the Stream X from Rode. They've got such a big variety of products that they've got available, and it does become a mess, and you can very quickly get lost and get that confirmation bias on the internet. I mean, that's where you're literally Googling Rodecaster Pro, and it gives you all the great news, and you don't get all the other options that are available. That being said, it's a phenomenal choice. You've got your 8 channels. You can hook up the Rodecaster Pro 2 with the wireless lapel kits. The wireless goes from Rode. So you've got wireless mics if you want to do away with these. But that's where I love these little microphones, these Rode pod mics. The big reason for it is, and that's also why I've got the headphones on, and we make the people wear headphones. Make you wear
You know, he forced me, guys. He forced me.
Wear it.
Hey, wear it, Yuri. Wear it.
The headphones just helps people in terms of hearing themselves. So usually that's a hindrance. If people get onto a show or hear themselves in the microphones for the first time, it's kind of odd. But as with these mics, they're so sensitive to audio. So how far you move away from these. I don't even know if you guys got the full edge of that move of me moving away.
I totally got it. I could hear you.
But having the headphones on just helps you to hear that.
Understand.
And what it helps me is if I've got a guy in the studio who isn't used to podcasts, he can immediately hear when he's not directly talking into the microphone. So he can also adjust, and we just nail the audio better.
Sweet.
So that's kind of what's happening here, and that's I don't know if that's been your experience. And have you got the setup yet with these?
So I'll tell you what I have.
Yes.
Right. I got the Rodecaster Pro 2. Rode sponsor my show. Right. So I got the Rodecaster Pro 2. Right. I've got the pod mics. The Rodecaster pod mics. I wanted to get the USB XLR. Right, I didn't know what an XLR is until 3 weeks ago. When I came in, you guys sort of we talked and we chatted, and you told me the difference. I was keen on that because I thought I could dabble that with what you call it with my computer, literally. Just maybe plug and play and just move around with it.
Those are incredible mics. They weren't out yet when we got these.
Snap. Okay. So I wanted that, but I saw the price on it. I was like, okay, cool. I'm starting off. I just want quality. I already have the disc, the interface, the Rodecaster Pro 2 Rode sponsorship coming loading, right? So I already have that. So what I wanted to get next was, so I bought the 3 mics. I'm looking for one more mic because I literally want to fill up the mic, the disc. Yeah, that's what you call it, technical guys, right? So
this thing's got a different name every time we're in the studio.
So I want to fill up the disc, and literally because I think it's going to be very vibey, man. So I'll probably have a gang, right? So maybe 3-4 people in the studio, that sort of thing. So I've got that. I've got 1 camera thus far. I want to get 3 more cameras. I'm now sold on Sony, right? You guys gave me a great discount. Really appreciate, by the way, right? I think I managed to squeeze in a lot of things into that budget of mine, right? And so I got the 3 mics. I got the case that comes with the Rodecaster Pro 2. Just the cover case to protect the dust and that sort of thing. What I want to get and what I'm planning on getting is the Atom Mini ISO Pro.
Yes.
Yeah.
So just to touch on that.
Yeah.
With the differences or the quick differences between the Atom Mini, Atom Mini Pro, Atom Mini Pro ISO. The 3 different models. The Atom Mini, what that does is if I'm pressing on these little interface buttons on here, I've got a view from camera 1, I've got a view from camera 2, I've got a view from camera 3. I then also have the option of a 4th camera, or why we left that channel open was if anybody wants to bring a presentation or talk about something else, I can hook up a laptop onto channel 4. So currently channel 4 is blacked out because there's nothing on it. So I can switch between those two, and that feeds out to a laptop, and it also feeds out HDMI to a screen. So in the screen, we've got a visual of all the different channels and a preview of what's actually showing and displaying
and that sort of thing,
depending on what's happening here. One of the biggest reasons why I prefer this thing above anything else that does a very similar job is because of the touch and feel of the interface. So what I've got in this situation is I've got an HDMI that feeds out to a monitor that's behind you. So I can literally just peek over your shoulder and see what's happening. Are all my levels right? Is my audio right? What's our time on the recording? Everything else. So the Atom Mini offers you all of that, but it only has one feed out to a laptop or a PC or a Mac or MacBook or whatever. So you need an interface on a device that can record whatever that's pumping out. But the feed that this gives to a device is basically like a webcam. So your PC or Mac or anything will see it as a webcam and then give you the option to display it, and you can stream from there online or whatever. Now, most of the camera brands have brought out software so that you can just interface that straight into the camera. But again, this has a lot of options in terms of overlays, fade to black, and I'm fading everything to black now. But there are so many options and audio options in here as well that you can control from this feed into this, and this adds the video and that's out. So from here we can stream live. Now the biggest differences between this one, the Atom Pro, Atom Mini Pro ISO. You got me confused now. So the Atom Mini doesn't offer the option to record. It's only on the device and the software. So that feeds out. It's literally just a link between all the cameras, the audio down to one cable that goes into your PC or laptop or whatever. You record on the laptop. With the Atom Mini Pro, you've got the option that you can actually record straight to an SSD drive. With the Atom Mini Pro ISO, it records all the channels in to the SSD drive. So similar to what we've got on the table here is the brand new Lexar Blaze gaming SSD drive. So this little sucker is beyond anything else that I've seen and tested before. It is phenomenal. Great SSD drive. Just hooked it up, plug and play. It's literally that easy. So I hit record. It gives me all the information on the monitor, and it records all the different channels. So the advantage of this is, where with the other options, you are now controlling what your viewer is looking at. So it's channel 1, channel 2, channel 3, and so on. With the Atom Mini Pro ISO, because it's recording all the channels at once, it's recording that programming that I'm putting out and all the feeds in, and that just gives you an option if you make mistakes like I regularly do. I would sit here with the previous model with a Atom Mini Pro and record that one feed that's out to an SSD drive. But I would put the camera on myself when I'm talking, and then when you're talking, I'd switch to the channel that's actually viewing you. But I would still be talking and it's still recording on your face, so it's a mess. And then I usually just cut to the wide angle and leave it there, because then I don't make more mistakes. With this option, with the Atom Mini Pro ISO, you've got all those different feeds, so you can go and fix what I usually mess up. Thanks. Shout out to Andre Morsted, who is our editor for these things.
Shout out Andre. I'll be looking for your services.
I'll hook you up with these details. He's phenomenal. He's great. He's eager for work, and he's got a quick turnaround time. So he's been saving my bum around editing. Because that's also a new challenge.
Yeah. No,
How have you found the editing on the podcast?
Between trying to create the content, which is coming soon, by the way, managing all the different platforms, I haven't had time to sort of create or to delve into the editing. So what I've been doing is there are buddies of mine who are just helping me, so we want to start a movement on this, because I really want my own studio. I really want this to kick off, right? So they've been helping me out. So I got a sound engineer guy. First recording, horrible. That was mine. The second recording wasn't great at all, right? The audio was off and that sort of thing. And that's when I hit you up. Remember, I think I sent you an email and I was like, yo, dude, how do you connect? Because we had a small little glitch, man. And I'm going to send you the link to the first thing. It was horrible, though, but it was literally horrible. I didn't want to put it out. I haven't put it out yet, so I'm still debating, because I want quality at the end of the day.
My personal recommendation is don't put out terrible audio.
Terrible audio now.
We've had podcasts in here, because this is straight at the top of the building. Yeah. If it rains, you will not be able to hear your own thoughts in this room. Okay. Even though we've got soundproofing in here and everything. And we've actually recorded a video in the middle of a massive storm. Yeah. Sent it out to Andre. He worked on it as best as he could, and he eventually just came back and said, listen,
I do this.
This is horrible. It sounds horrible. You can't fix this. Just no.
This is not water to wine, eh?
No.
This is not it. Yeah. Okay. So that was my, I think, so that was my first glitch. And I think the guys I was working with, guys who are helping me out right now, we weren't too familiar with this, with the Rodecaster Pro, where to connect it, and I think we missed a few things. So I think the word is what? There's a word, man.
It's from the mic to the line in.
Actually, you know, what happened was, my mic was working perfectly fine. It was my co-host, right? My cousin. His name's Perky. Dude, I don't even know how he got the name. I always tell him, like, dude, how'd you get a name like Perky? And I got a dirty mind, so forgive me. But anyway, someone had to have seen him naked to call him Perky. That's what I'm saying. But Perky's mic wasn't receiving. So I think they call it what? Blue? No, man. When my mic is, when you can't wait, I'm literally listening. The audio is coming from one mic. And that was the mess that happened, right? So it ran for quite a bit, and I was like, nah, dude, I can't do this, right? So I sat down with the guys who were helping me, and I was like, we need to fix this. That's when I also emailed you, because we also had a glitch with, I think there was some small little, I don't know. But anyway, I literally emailed you exactly what I thought was a problem, and then you gave me feedback. Thanks for that. Really much appreciate. Guys at Outdoorphoto, pretty cool guys, right? They give you discounts as well. On Sundays.
We try to help. On Sundays.
Right. What was happening? So yeah, that's basically what that was my first glitch, right? But what I'm doing is I'm learning, right? And I'm sold. Like, I literally am sold on the A10 Mini Pro ISO, because I'm really keen on getting at least 3 more cameras. I really love the setup you guys have going on here, right? And I literally want to mimic what you have going on. So I've got, like I said, I've got the 3-port mics. I've got 1 boom arm. I need 2 more. They don't come cheap, by the way, but it's quality. I really felt it. Yeah. Right. I really would want the furniture and fix up everything. I really love the outlook of your studio. You guys are sick, man.
Thank you.
A shout out to you guys, and whoever did your work. It literally made me want to do more my podcast. And
it was a team effort.
It was a team effort. You're just the protagonist in the show, hey. So those have been my glitches. That's what I have thus far, right? And I'm literally trying to grow more, and I'm going to do lighting last, right? Then do the furniture, then look for a place to actually do my own thing. At the present moment, I'm literally hiring sort of like, it's not a studio. It's not hiring per se. These guys are affording me the opportunity to use it. So shout out to those guys, right? And that's where we're shooting from for now. So I literally bring my equipment and then we sort of work around that. But I'm hoping to grow the thing, right? I'm really moved on this. So I'm really keen on it, right? So yeah, that's where I've been. That's my challenge, right? And I'm learning about the technical stuff. So I think the biggest, one of the biggest things and this is just to anyone who's watching and listening, quality is, you have to pay for quality. That's what I'm learning.
Unfortunately.
Right? Unfortunately, that's true. That's the truth. So I'm learning that right? If you really want to make something out, right, dude, learn and get the right people around you into that circle, that sphere, and then just work from there.
It's such a difficult thing because part of the advice that we try and give is to try and explain. We obviously understand that people work on specific budgets, and we're not always trying to break your budget.
True.
We're trying to save you money before you buy a lapel mic that's going to end up in the trash.
Dude, I'm selling a lapel mic, by the way.
I think one of the big things specifically around these things, and I mean this equipment, is also just trying to get an idea of what the look and feel is of your podcast.
Yeah.
We initially started off in this room and we wanted to have a clear view and a clear table, a clean presentation.
Yeah.
And my opinion eventually changed about it. I don't mind the stuff in the background. I mean, this is what we do. This is what putting this thing under the table would be pointless.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to talk about this thing. I want to mention why this thing is incredible, and I really, really, really badly want one of my own.
Yeah. See the
Which camera are you looking into for the sponsorships? No, but the whole thing around it is to make sure that people can get to the final point or the final product as quick and as effective as possible. One of the things with this is, a simple example, some of the things you have to make peace with. I mean, things knocking on the table and hearing knocks and whatever, that's always going to be there. But having these mics mounted just off of the table is one of the big things.
Oh, really? Okay. Oh, so I can hear that. But
versus this.
Yes. Okay, what the vibration is it?
Vibrations.
Oh, sick, yeah.
So there are little things like that we recommend, and that's why we also put this room together is to kind of show it. We've got a whole product review corner that I put up there and that we're using. So to utilize this space as much as possible, along with having decent mics. One of the things that I can highly, highly recommend, and that's part of what we created here. I built this cage because the cameras and everything keep on getting moved.
Okay.
So we built the cage out of galvanized pipe, and that's simply just to keep everything in their positions and locked up. And that's, I can come in here, flick a switch, the camera's on, let's go. We've got the light up here. It's a FL150 of Godox.
FL150.
Now the great thing about this light is it's a soft light. It throws an even cast. It's very good. We can add a grid onto it.
Yeah.
But then
what's a grid? Sorry, what's a grid?
So a grid basically channels the light into a specific direction.
Oh, okay.
And you've got less light spill off.
Okay.
But that would make this wall very dark. So if you go and have a look at some of our older videos, this wall was very dark, and we were looking at doing a neon sign or something else here, and all of a sudden neon signs took off. Exactly. So we decided to hold back on that. I want to try and create something else that's a little bit more moodier and kind of in-house.
Yeah.
Remove the grid, turn the light so that it's, instead of it's square to the wall, it's kind of got its point. I don't know how to describe it to you guys. It's not like this. It's like this at the moment. But its pointy parts are going to, the corners are going to the camera and to the wall.
Okay, yeah.
And that kind of gives you a better cast off of the light.
Okay, totally get you. Okay, so so this is called the what?
That is a Godox FL150.
FL150. Okay, cool.
Now, lighting makes a massive difference, and it helps a huge amount. The less lighting you can use in a setup like this, I believe, is going to make your life easier, because now you've only got one light to control. If you're looking at different camera angles, and also the space that you're going to set up in, you can use different tripods.
Okay.
I simply went with a galvanized pipe because we're not going to use this room for anything else.
Okay, cool,
this is what its purpose is. This is why we built it. And I wanted to create a situation where I can come in here and with a lot more ease get going instead of spending 20 minutes setting up the cameras and changing everything that's been moved around. With the tripods, it was a disaster. But now we got this all sorted out. This is up and running. We've got that. We're happy. We connected the cameras with super clamps and ball heads onto the pipe. Everything is set up. It's coming. Switch everything on. Let's go.
Okay.
So now, audio we've got set up there. The next best recommendation that I can give you in terms of audio if you come into a space like this, and I'm still experiencing problems on the review table with the audio because it's echoey.
Okay.
So you need material, heavy material
for the sound.
For the sound.
Okay, cool.
Because now it echoes. It creates an echo. So if I move away from the mic and I start talking louder, the mic's obviously going to pick something up, but you'll hear there's quite an echo in it.
Okay.
And that's where these mics are magic.
Dynamic mics. I learned about that.
Yes.
Okay.
So just to help that on, we made these canvases with heavy material to absorb a lot of that, and the carpet is a huge bonus.
Okay.
So that all just helps to stop the echo of happening. But you get products that actually you put up audio panels onto the wall to stop that echo, to block it out.
Right. The Rodecaster Pro 2, can you not control the echo? Sort of.
You can. There's so much in terms of what this device can do and how I can adjust it according to the different mics. If I want to adjust like your voice and your strength and the tone, so yours is set up to, if you speak now, say something.
Subscribe to the Chill Pill podcast.
See, so you've got different ways of setting it up depending on how you want it to control the audio and what kind of voice you've got. Do you have a deep voice? Do you have a medium? Do you have a high pitch? So if I'm interviewing one of the marketing goals, I'll definitely kind of switch it to a high pitched voice and a high tone. And that also just helps. There's so much that you can manage through this device that it is absolutely magical. But again, all these other little things help to make it a lot easier. So your plug and play setup just becomes quicker on the go, or else you'll have to spend more and more time on these devices and getting everything set up at 100%.
So,
all of that being said, as intimidating as all these buttons are, you're eventually going to end up using 4 buttons on this one and
4 buttons there,
4 buttons on here, and maybe throwing a jingle or whatever. I mean, this thing's even got the opportunity where you can connect it to your phone and have people phoning in or whatever. And it's on the podcast. It sounds professional. You know, so it helps. It all just adds up, and that just to get back to these, just get proper seats.
Okay, cool.
So getting into a comfortable situation, I usually have a sit down with people, just give them a quick description and show them how everything works and how the audio works. So you also know, because it's the chat that we had before we started this. So as you can hear that is a difference.
Totally.
So now when you're talking,
I know where to put my mouth.
Kind of constantly thinking about this. But it's cameras. You've got the ZV-E10s.
I was going to ask you about that, but keep going.
ZV-E10s. First thing, let's start off at the top. Audio. If you've got poor audio, you're going to lose people. So get proper audio. Second thing I would rate is it's a difficult one between cameras and lighting. Lighting throws a completely different mood onto it. So it changes the effect. So I kind of want to lean more towards a camera. But short, very, very short on the heels of the camera is decent lighting. And you can get away with one light.
And tell me about, because I was told, a buddy of mine was telling me that I need to put, you got it on top, so I think that sort of fixes the problem. But if you have lights on either side, if you have one light on that side, you have to put a light on the other side, sort of to prevent shadowing and that sort of thing as well. So obviously before we started the show, I asked Uranium to take off his cap. I think if you can put it on quickly. Let's switch to your shot. Wait, let me.
So top light creates this problem. Dark shadows over the eyes, can't see anything. So if you've got lower down lights coming from this side, then they would light up your face. But if I've got lights coming from this side, they're going to cast a shadow behind you. Where with the light from above, you don't have shadows in your backgrounds. The shadows that I do have in the backgrounds are intentional. Right?
Okay.
There's a post in the background. I'm not too worried about it. Sometimes I put a light on it. Sometimes I don't.
Okay.
You know, it's part of the studio now.
Yeah.
But the shadows that I've got here now are intentional, and they work for me.
Okay.
2 questions. Let's go.
2 questions. Yeah. So, I was looking at cost-effective cameras to do video. Right. Initially, I was gonna go with my phone, but then you know what? I went with the Sony ZV-E10. What I liked about it, and Kobe sold me up on it, was also actually initially it was my buddy who came up with it. But then I was looking around, shopping around. I saw the Canon. I think it's the R50, but it shoots up to 2 hours of video. That's it. I think that's what sort of I moved away from.
Draws your attention.
Yeah, I was like, nah, dude, 13 hours. In contrast to that, apparently it's got a little more features, but I think what I was going to use it for was that. Your personal preference would be what?
So my personal preference, from my point of view, I'm hook, line, and sinker sold on the Canon system. That being said, if you buy a bad camera in 2023, you had to put some effort into it. So there are incredible products out on the market. The Sony products are great. The ZV-E10 is going to deliver everything you need it to deliver.
Yeah.
So for the setup that you're doing, it's perfect.
Okay.
The reason why I'm heading towards the EOS R5 from Canon is because of everything else that I do outside of this podcast. So looking at product reviews, looking at video, looking at photography, portraits, landscapes, animals, you know, everything else that I can do with that camera. So if you're looking for something specifically towards podcasts, we started this podcast room off with Canon 250Ds. It's still DSLRs. So yes, we will get along with some mirrorless equipment and everything else when we catch up with where we are now in 2023. But they're doing the job that they're here for. So in a setup like that, or depending on what you are specifically looking for, what kind of quality, what is it that you want to deliver? Are you going to use it exclusively for the podcasts, or what do you want to use it for? Because that ZV-E10 is a phenomenal little camera.
No, I'm finding out.
If you're doing long time recordings. So in a situation like this with the podcast, and because of this Atomini Pro ISO, these cameras are just on. They're not recording. That's not recording. That's not recording. That's not recording. That's just giving a feed through to this, and this is recording.
Okay, sick. Okay, no, totally get you. Yeah, no, I'm basically using it for the studio. I'm not a cameraman guy. I'm an outdoorsy guy, but I'm not going to be taking cameras and that sort of thing. Literally, the studio is like my baby right now, and I'm trying to focus and trying to grow and that sort of thing. I'm sure you guys need to head out.
I'm getting the evil eye from the guys locking up the store.
I can see. But like, yeah, man. What I wanted to say is, because I don't think I really told you what my podcast is about, but I quickly want to show you something real quick, right? It might make a bit of noise though, but it's on my phone. But have a look at that, right? I want you to read that, right? And have a look.
You want me to read this out loud?
Yeah, why not read it out loud? Yeah.
Did you know the morning after pull? It's a weird conversation that we're getting into here. Let's just do that.
Yeah.
Right. The morning after pull. If you have a BMI of more than 30 kilograms, then the emergency contraceptive, aka the morning after pull, plan B, etc., it may not work.
Yeah.
Like it's risky. Want to know more?
Yes,
the Chill Pull.
The Chill Pull podcast, yeah, bro. So basically, that's the information I'm trying to talk about. Those are the conversations I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to be talking about health issues. I'm going to be bringing out traditional healers, what they say, natural remedies. Do they work? Do they not work? I'll be bringing out professionals. I think one such is I'm trying to get hold of this doctor. She's an amazing doctor, phenomenal doctor. She's doing BBL. Basically, I think that's the colloquial word for it. Butt upliftment, but basically gives you the figure, that sort of thing. I want to get on my podcast. Hopefully she's coming. Yeah, I'm gonna she better come. But anyway, that's what we're doing, right? That's what I'm going to be talking about, and I'm just trying to push that. So that's sort of the content, but I also want to challenge these individuals. So for instance, if you talk about the BBL and that sort of thing, I think there's a negative connotation to it. Yeah, guys love it, but I feel it objectifies women. Right. So I also want to question and people's values.
What's the pros and cons?
The pros and cons, exactly. Yeah, literally. And then if you're talking about traditional medicine or natural remedies, Do they have a space for it? Do they work? Because most of the stuff is not even regulated, bro.
And placebos.
And placebo, yeah, dude. So that's literally it. Some of these things are just vitamins. But I wanna engage that, but I also wanna be funny, bro. I wanna crack comedies. No, not crack. I wanna crack humor. I wanna chuck jokes in there, and it's gonna be me. It's gonna be my vibe, that sort of thing. So I really appreciate you. This is me marketing myself, right? On your show.
We're here. We look forward to forming part of your journey and part of your business, being part of your kit bag, and you know, just growing with you and helping you get to where you need to be.
I totally appreciate, and like it's been a good spot. Like you've been a good spot. And then lastly, my surprise has been spoiled. right here. You see that? You see that? Right.
Crucible taste in rugby. Let's hope your knowledge on medicine is a lot better. No, I'm joking.
Sweet,
Yuri,
bro.
it's been great having you here. Thank you very much. We look forward to seeing your channel, and we'll share some of your information.
Cool, bro. Thanks, bro. The Chill Pill Podcast. Every platform.
See you there.
See you, bro. Thanks, bro.